think the machine never break. Sometimes the battery hit red. I ain't stopping, I'm just rebooting. Why the bounce back? Go! Go! Eyes heavy like I'm lifting weight with my eyelid. Brain foggy, feeling like I'm stranded on an island. Coffee pot empty and the energy is silent. Fighting with the demons in my head, getting violent. Staring at the screen, but the progress isn't moving. Spinning on the wheels, tell me what am I proving? Body aching, bad breaking, losing all the grooving. Every single step feels like I'm just losing. Working 24, but the needle barely nudging. Feel like I'm a hammer, but the wall isn't budging. Burn creepy, yeah, the shadow is a trudging. Doubters on the sideline, yeah, they always judging. Is it worth the stress? Is it worth the hypertension? Did I make the turn? Did I lose the dimension? Need a little break, need a little intervention. Before I crash out and I lose the retention. When I'm feeling fried, sucker to your sizzling. Vision getting blurry and the rain start drizzling. Hustle feeling heavy, motor vision and fizzling. Waiting for the steak, but I don't hear the sizzling. But I can't quit, now I came to the flag. Even when I'm drinking and I'm feeling like a rag. Got too many gold packs inside the bag. Gotta push through even when I hit the lag. Just need a minute, just need to close the blinds. Disconnect the server, disconnect the lines. Lay the head down, let the body unwind. So I can wake up and get back on the grind. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Told her high for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My job is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. They sitting in the stands with a popcorn ready. Praying at my knees, buckle, hoping I ain't steady. Wanna see the downfall, wanna see it messy. Wanna see me crash like a stolen Chevy. I see the side eyes, hear the whispers in the dark. Waiting for the flame to extinguish the spark. They wanna see the dog loot a bite in the bark. But I'm a gray white swimming like a shark. If I quit now, man, I win the whole game. If I slow down, they gon' tarnish the name. Gotta feed the fire, gotta feed the flame. Satisfaction that they seek is a damn shame. I ain't gon' give it to them, never gon' fold. Story of my fair is a story never told. My desire to win is worth my goal. Bigger than the hate that they tryna hold. So I take a rest, yeah, I hit the pillow hard. Reboot the system, pull the ace from the car. Keep the haters locked out, stand in the yard. While I recharge the battery and lower down the guard. Just for an hour, let the new runs reset. Wake up cleaner than I ever been yet. Ready for the war, ready for the threat. Gonna make them pay every single little debt. They want me to crumble, they want me to crack. But I bounce back like a rubber on the track. Sleep is the weapon, get the mind intact. Then I hit the gas, never looking back. I'm burned out, but I ain't bowed out. No, just need a nap, then I'm back on the route. Close the eyes for a second, shut the world out. Wake up a beat, scream and shout. I can let them see me lose, I can give them that. They waiting on the crumble, waiting on the splat. My drive is too big, yeah, I'm taking it back. Just a power nap, then I'm back on attack. Okay, I'm up now, white to cross the eye. Looking in the mirror, no more disguise. Demon on my shoulder, yeah, he finally died. Energy is peaking, reaching for the sky. Thought I was dumb and you must be crazy. Thought the burnout meant that I was getting lazy. Vision was blurry, now it ain't hazy. Pushing up Daisy, now I'm pushing Mercedes. Word didn't change, but the mind stay with flip. Got a new Mac and I put in a clip. Haters looking sick, yeah, they starting to trip. Watching me and sin while they sinking in the ship. Progress was slow, now I'm moving like speed. Planting whole forest when I planted a seed. Satisfy the want, satisfy the need. Made the competition turn around and bleed. I do this for the win, I don't do it for the likes. Coming up the mountain while you riding on trikes. Heading for the top, yeah, I'm planning the strikes. Running up the score, yeah, I'm racking up strikes. Turn to the engine, failure's not an option. Turning every obstacle into adoption of a new method. Yeah, I'm swapping, then I'm copying. Only thinking is the records that I'm popping. Burner was a lie, it was just a little test. Put a head down, got a little bit of rest. Now I'm back stronger, pounding on the chest. Put me to the trial and I asked the question. Yeah, I'm wide awake now. You shouldn't have blinked. I can let them see me lose. My drive is bigger, be a head, be bigger than a head. Better work, 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 better work. Let's get it. Who get it?
Well, that was fun. I pressed the wrong button. I'm like, oh, guess what? We are live. I don't even have my headphones on. Hold up. Let me put my headphones on so you don't hear all this feedback. Hold up. All right, we are good to go. Like I said, guess you know what the best way to be early and on time? You just press live 3 minutes before you're supposed to be live, and you hit the ground running. So, anyhow, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. We are Engineered to Win. We have a great show lined up for us today. We're going to be working on what's up, Rod Brown? Oh my God! I was like, I looked up. I'm like, oh snap, we're live. I'm like, well, let's get to it. Anyways, we're going to be working on implementing the RAG database, basically a vector database. We're going to be continuing working on our testing, but we were doing like mocking it for the past couple of weeks. I wanted to get more into having an actual database that we can test against to make sure that things are looking on the up and up, because that is all part of our progression as we learn how to test AI models, how to test these AI databases, these trained on like particular data, so that we make sure that it's accurate, it's not hallucinating. So that is our goal. We're also going to be, for our icebreaker, we're going to be looking into, you know what, we're going to do in a little bit, but we're going to be looking into AI messing up at a graduation. You already know how these college graduates feel about AI. Now AI is messing up their graduation. Not good at all.
Bruh.
And we're going to talk about the meta layoffs / changing employees to different directions. And we're gonna be, and then the other topic is gonna be the Google I/O event that happened. We're gonna go over like the highlights of it, because this is what we are here for. This is what we need to know. If many people was paying attention to what all these companies are doing about, AI, machine learning, Google DeepMind from 10 years ago, they would have been ready for today. But they're not. They didn't, because they don't care. They're just looking at all of this other stuff online. What can they buy? What can they do? What's happening in like whatever it is, right? Getting caught up in all the wrong things, and they are not prepared for today. So we have to keep ahead of the game. We have to be at least five years ahead to see what's going on, so that we can properly prepare, maneuver, pivot, know what we need to learn, and go from there, right? But before we get into that, let's take care of our icebreaker real quick. Let's do our icebreaker, and then we're going to get into our housekeeping for today. All right, so let me go to boom. AI blunders lead to ceremonial chaos.
How dare you?
You already know how they feel about AI, and now you're going to be messing things up. Let's jump into that real quick.
Strange graduation ceremony at Glendale Community College, and it's getting a lot of attention. An AI system that was supposed to read graduates' names started skipping students as they crossed the stage to get their diplomas. Happened Thursday night during the school's commencement ceremony. The AI name reading system malfunctioned again mid-ceremony.
Derek Martinez, Eliza Layla, Rebecca A. Martinez Romero,
Congratulations. Thank you. Hopefully they're going to say your name.
Billy.
Yeah, I mean, this is bad, right?
Ah.
So the college president, Tiffany Hernandez, told.
So what exactly happened? Did it skip somebody's name? I'm not entirely following along what happened here.
Crowd that the issue was tied to the new technology the school was using.
Here's what's happening. We're using a new AI system as our reader.
Why? Okay. Why? Why is it? Okay. You guys know I love using AI for the right things. Why is an AI reader necessary for this particular graduation event? Are you telling me that you can't get a human to read people's names off, so they can walk across? And the thing is, for a lot of people, this is like the highlight of their life, one of the highlights of their lives, right? I'd say highlights of your life, right? Graduating high school, graduating college if you went, getting married, landing your first job. If you played sports, maybe if you're depending on the level, winning some type of national championship or state championship or whatever, regional, whatever victories that you have. And you want to put AI in this part of it to mess up their day? Come on, man.
Yep. Yep. So that is a lesson learned for us.
That's stupid.
So,
Yikes.
I mean,
That's
look,
that one chance. It's so important, and then gets messed up.
and you want to give people grace. I mean,
No, not in this
AI,
case.
how tone deaf are you that AI has taken so many of these kids' jobs? It's already unpopular.
It's not,
and you use
but-
AI to read them off?
Well, and that shows you that it's not always reliable and accurate.
And is it that hard to find a name reader?
I know.
I'll read them for you next year. Glendale Community College, call me. I'll read every day.
The news people.
The crowd pushed back after students were initially told they wouldn't get a second chance to walk on the stage, but they did. They reversed course and they brought all the skip graduates up there. You got your family out there.
I know, they're all waiting, taking video, pictures, all of it.
So dumb. Like,
all right, well, a recent fight in
that was dumb. That was just dumb all around. Like, there was no need to use AI for this, for reading the names. There was no use for and then this is what gives technology a bad name, because like you're using this subpar system on such a grand scale. You didn't test it. They just said, yo, let me just get a CSV and copy all the names in there and just hopefully it gets it right. Just dumb. It was just dumb. It is a major fail.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Anyways, that is that. All right, let's get into our housekeeping, and then we're gonna go into the chat, and then we're gonna get to work. All right, so we're gonna do 2 breaks today. 3 working segments. Just you know how we do. We tinker around with the format to see what is the best use of our time, because guess what? If you didn't know, time is money. So first and foremost, I just want to say a big thank you so much to all of the subscribers to the channel. I really appreciate all that you do, all your support, allowing me to add value into your life. You're allowing me to help you get closer into tech, but it's also making me better by having to look into these things, finding better ways to present it, the delivery, being able to connect with you, seeing what adds value, what doesn't add value, how to just navigate. So thank you so much for allowing me to rock with you and add value into your life, the same way that you add value into my life. Shout out to my tech barbarians over at techcoachrap.dev, working hard day in and day out. I just want to say a big congratulations to one of my tech barbarians who just got promoted today. They work so hard, and we are continuously running it up. So proud of every last one of them. We had an amazing vibe coding show this past Saturday. We have Scrum Night that's not going to happen this weekend, but because it is Memorial Day weekend, so pushing it out. But we just work so hard. We're always looking to get better day in and day out. We are the absolute best. Shout out to my tech mercenaries, the YouTube channel members who support this channel, who allow it to go across the world. I get comments from all over the world, and just getting this message out, this tech message out, that guess what? Tech does not have to be boring. It is what you make it. It is what you make it. So all of you, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
We are the very best.
We the best.
And as always, let's go out there and get it.
Let's get it.
All right, let me check the chat really quick. And I said this myself. I guess we are early tonight.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Hey, if you want me to go on time, if you want me to go live on time, just go live and figure it out from there. All right, so and we're here. We are here. Got my guy Rod Brown in the building. What up, Rod Brown? How are you doing today? Or should I say Thirst Trap Brown?
Meep.
What up? Shout out to you. And by the way, oh yeah, see, by pressing the, let me try to still do it. I don't think Rod Brown is going live at 8:45 today. I'm not sure if I can update this thing to push the people there, but my bad. I was going to do that. Oh, maybe I can do it. Let me see if I can do it. Customizations, reader. Oh, I can do it. Yes, I can do it. Boom. After this show is over, it will push everybody right over to Rod. Perfect. It's going to push everybody over to Rod Brown's channel. He is going live tonight. So shout out to my guy, Rod Brown. And he said, I'll read the names if they are paying. Because
More money.
I want that money. All right. So with that, we're going to get into work tonight. Tomorrow we do have the bug bite. I don't even remember what it's about, but whatever it is, it's going to be good. But we have the bug bite tomorrow. Sunday, we're going to be going live. Nothing on Saturday. We're not doing Scrum Night this coming Sunday because of Memorial Day weekend. But maybe I'll do something on Monday. I don't know, but don't hold me to anything. But we're definitely going live. We have the bug bite tomorrow, and we're going live on Sunday, working on the speech coaching app, Speak Precisely AI. If you haven't checked it out already, check out the video that I dropped yesterday for these Ray Neo AR glasses. I use them as monitors. I use them as a monitor, so really cool, really helpful with the virtualization software. Junior said I should do some additional.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
Oh my God, why did this thing not show up? My goodness, so rude. Where is it? I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do it again just for my guy Rod Brown. But I'm gonna read it in a second. But we're gonna, it doesn't even matter what else. It doesn't even matter. Oh, the Ray Neo glasses. It doesn't matter. Let me do this. Let me do this because this was rude. Rude of my software not to show the super chat by my guy Rod Brown. Let's go and do these. Is going to show up. Let's do it like that. Let's do it like boom.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
Shout out to my guy Rod Brown. So shout out to you, bro, for all your help reaching 10K subs. It all started with a Cuban sandwich. It was a Cuban sandwich. Do not leave out the really thin fries, the shoestring fries. They were absolutely amazing as well. Shout out to my guy Rod Brown. I am so proud of you as always. And Junior says this, I say it, you say it, Magnetar says it. Iron sharpens iron. So you help me get better, and I try to help you get better as well. Sometimes got to talk you off a ledge, but that's neither here nor there. You are amazing. And I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
All right. So before we even get into work, right? I got to show you this. I've been waiting for, I ordered something on Friday, right? I'm going to show you this. I got an email right away saying it was shipped, and that this is why I try to order from Amazon as much as possible, as much as I can, because I believe in the Amazon logistics. At this point, I don't even care about the items on Amazon. I want the logistics. All I want is the logistics. If I could order from anywhere and say, hey, just ship through Amazon, right? Like, I'd feel better that way. But let me show you this real quick, right? Ordered this, let me see. Ordered this on May 14th. What day was May 14th? May 14th was... May 14th was last Thursday, right? And I was like, oh, hopefully it'll be here by Saturday. It says, no, it's going to be here on Wednesday, May 20th, right? Today is Thursday, May 21st. And look at this. This, and although the USPS is not a federal, they're not quote unquote federal employees, I guess they're quote unquote private, although they are heavily subsidized by the US government. Shout out to my guy Magnetar. But look at this, right? It says shipping label accepted, whatever, arrived at US. So they did their part, right? They did their part, right? Accepted at USPS on the 15th, departed, right? And then 2 days later, or a day later, it gets to Memphis, Tennessee, right? And you guys, I've never been to Memphis, Tennessee, but I've heard stories about Memphis, Tennessee. So it's there chilling in Memphis, right? On May 17th. May 19th, it takes 2 days to get from this UPS facility to a few blocks down to the distribution center, right? I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe it'll get to South Florida by yesterday. Nothing. Checked all day yesterday, nothing. Checked this morning, same thing. And now, this is from earlier. Now I'm going to refresh. And all of a sudden, now from Memphis to Miami on 2 days later, I have to wait till tomorrow to get it. Give me Amazon. Just give me Amazon. I'll pay the Prime. Just give me Amazon. And that's why I do not like ordering stuff that are not on Prime, not on Amazon, because you might just have to gamble with the US Postal Service, and I don't want to do that. I tried to avoid it. Right? I tried to avoid it. Anyways, just wanted to share that. Let me check the chat one more time before we actually get to work. Rod Brown says, those fries were fired. You ain't lying. You are not lying on that. I got my guy, Junior Largy, in the building. Says, what's up, family? What's up? What's up, Junior? And Junior, I was waiting for you to get here just so I could share this. I was like, I'm going to wait till Junior gets here so I could share this. But that's what happened. Also, Junior, you missed that I went live by mistake. I was early. I was early by mistake because I was supposed to say in OBS select stream. I said select and go live, and then I look on YouTube like, oh snap, I'm live. Well, cue up the intro and let's get to it. So not paying attention on my end, but guess what? We were on time. So we were 3 minutes early. That means we were on time, right? Drew says they lied to you. They sure did.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Not cool at all. USPS and FedEx are wild. I don't even know if I would say that USPS has logistics, right? I don't even know if I'll say USPS has logistics. FedEx, they're wild with theirs, but they have them at least, all right? I said Largy. Did I not say Largy? I know I didn't say Largy. Did I not say Largy? Is it, do I have to extend the E? Don't tell me that. Don't tell me. I'm just gonna say Junior from now on. If you're saying I got it wrong again, I'm just gonna say Junior. Here comes the Debbie Downer. You see, he buys you a Cuban sandwich. He buys you the shoestring fries. He drops a $50 super chat, but then he wants to wish evil on Ricky Bobby, saying you will doubt you'll get it tomorrow. Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? Don't you wish that evil on me, Ricky Bobby? Or, you know what?
How dare you?
Oh, okay. See, all right. I missed who said it. It was you. All right. Largy. Okay. See, Junior didn't correct me. All right, I got it. I said it right. Says you did say it, but it's weird to me because we have been saying it wrong. Look, and I see GIE. I thought it was Largy, but now you see, and I have everybody going to say it right. I got everybody. See, Rod Brown's gonna say it right. Carrie's gonna say it right. I'm saying it right. So I'm going around and I'm fixing everyone one by one to make sure that we say it correctly. All right, I feel that now that I'm early tonight, I'm wasting time. So we're going to actually get to work because if I can get out of here early enough, go hang out with Rod Brown, then it's going to be a very, very productive night for me. Okay, so with that being said, let's. I know you never corrected it until I think it was the vibe code. She says, "Oh, it's actually Largy." I'm like, "Oh no, you know what? It wasn't. You didn't correct it. When you were talking about your site, you said go to juniorlargyphotography.com, and I was like, it's Largy." And you're like, yeah. I'm like, I've been saying it wrong all this time. I've been saying it wrong all of this time. But yeah, you never corrected. I said, I'm not going to say it right. I'm standing on my square. Out of all the squares to stand on, Rod Brown, that's the one that you want to stand on? That's the one. I got you. Hey, whatever square fits. All right, whatever square fits. Anyways, enough fun and games. I know I'm early, so I'm just rambling. Oh goodness. Whoa. One callback for another. So, says James 4:17 of the King James version, of course. Therefore, to him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. You know what? Tell him again. You know what? Because of that, I'm gonna drop one of these for. Oh, that's not the way. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna say, what was that verse he said? He said, James 4:17. This is for Rod Brown, all right? Let's do fetch, push full screen. That's for Rod Brown right there. Okay? That is for you, Rod Brown. I know you should do that, but you know, it's OBS. What you got? All right, enough. All right, stop it, guys. Stop it. I gotta get to work. All right. If you guys remember Stewie from Matt TV, stop it. Let's go. All right, let's go. For real. Put up our first 20.
It's time to do.
All right, what I want to do is I want to connect to the other computer. Not sure if I'm going to be able to do that. I want to connect to the other computer, set up a RAG database over there. I'm going to check if I can do that. If not, we're just going to do it on this computer and call it a day. But I know I installed Olama and Gemma on there. We'll see what we can do. So I am actually going to go to Gemini first to see. Did you guys notice they changed the whole layout and like the whole look and feel of Gemini? Also, Gemini is also starting to enforce usage limits. They're giving you like 1,000 credits per month, based on your plan, I believe. I wonder if I could see it anywhere. Yeah, there it goes right here. So usage limits. Weekly limit. Yeah, so I'm gonna do a review on this probably for next week's software explorations. But we're gonna dive deep into this usage limit that Gemini has introduced. But regardless, let's go to. Guess we're gonna leave this through. Oh, they also have a new model 3.5. We'll leave it as Flash. So we will say that in testing our let me see if I can find my previous one that we're doing. Let's go with this one. So let's go to, in learning how to test these AI models, we have been mocking testing a RAG database to make sure it's not hallucinating. I want to set up a RAG database, feed it data for Google Gemma to, I guess I'll say to read from / connect to, and set up tests around that. I also want to, I have Gemma and Olama running on a Mac Mini, not the computer I'm currently on. And I don't even know that I can connect. And I want to use Docker maybe. I want to install the RAG database on that Mac Mini, so I don't use too many resources while I'm live streaming this work. All right, let's see what it offers us to do. So this is gonna be our little project that we're starting for, at least for tonight. It might go on for 2 or 3 weeks, but I want to be able to connect to this Mac Mini. I want to be able to all right, offloading the vector database to the Mac Mini is a brilliant architectural move. It keeps your main rig completely free for OBS and your Stream Deck plugins, while Mac Mini handles the heavy embedding calculations and database queries in the background. To build a real RAG system, you need two. We could also probably end up doing it on like Amazon as well, but for now, we can stick with this. You need 2 new components on that Mac Mini: an embedding model. Gemma 4 generates text, but vector databases only understand numbers and vectors. You need a smaller model dedicated to solely translating text into coordinates. A vector database, ChromaDB is the best open source choice here. It runs natively in Python, requires 0 complex Docker configurations, and you can run as a standalone server on your. All right, cool. So we can go with ChromaDB. Here's the blueprint to set up your database on the Mac Mini and run the test from your main streaming machine over your local network. So phase 1 on the Mac Mini, Olama pull the nomic embed text, which is fine. Expose Olama to your local network. By default, Olama only listens to localhost to allow your main streaming PC to talk to it. You'll need to set an environment variable before starting Olama. Okay. And then we'll have to do the ChromaDB. All right. We got that. Next up, feeding the database. Now hop back into your main streaming computer. This will run this Python script to read a document. Ask the Mac Mini Olama to embed it and save it to your Mac Mini ChromaDB. Where am I going to get the data from, though? I think I'll create some other type of data. All right, so let me see if I can. I don't remember the software that I need to connect to this. What was it? Let me see. There is. I know I've done it before. I just forgot the name of it. Let me do another. Or let me just do here. What is the Mac software to connect to another Mac computer? Is it the screen sharing app? Yeah, I think it's a screen sharing app. So screen, oh, there you go. Yep, screen sharing. So let me open that up. Let me see if I'm gonna see my other Mac on here. Where did it go? Where did the screen sharing app go? Okay, there we go. So if I go to, why isn't it showing up? Hold on. Does it? Oh, you know what it might be? It might be that it doesn't have sharing enabled. Let me see. It might to find. All right, to find on your Mac, open Finder. It might not be on. Darn it. Well, I can actually. Okay, so there's another Mac I can connect to. Let me. Give me a sec. Let me try to connect to that other Mac. Let's see if that works. Hmm. Hmm. Well. Not connecting. Well, all right, fine. Whatever. We'll just do it on this computer then. That's what I was trying to try. I was trying to do this before we went live, but apparently that did not go as planned. All right. Well, for next week, we'll get this part to work. For the time being, though, we're just going to do it here locally. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at this. We'll do it locally. And then next we'll do this part. I just hope it doesn't take up too much effort on this computer. Let me go ahead and check out what we have in Olama. Let's go to open Olama. So let's go over here. Let's see what we have in Olama. Do we have that embedding model? It's not showing up here. So let me go ahead and open up a new terminal. We'll just do it here. Why not? I should put on my VR glasses, my AR glasses, actually. That we can see both at the same time. Let's do Olama pull this. And we're just pulling this embedding model that it's going to be able to index those databases. Or the documents, I should say. So we got that. The next thing that we need to do, we can skip over the Olama host thing because we're not doing. I think I have ChromaDB installed already though. Let's do CD PyCharm projects to ls CD AI testing ls. We have a all right. Let's do source. Make this bigger too. Source VNV bin activate install ChromaDB. I was just trying to avoid this so that we didn't end up using a bunch of space, or not space, but resources on this computer. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes. I don't know. We got that. Next, where is it getting this .rag database thing? We're going to install Chrome and run it as a continuous background server. We got that. Saving. Okay, so it's going to be saving the data. All right, so it's not that this path exists, but it's going to be saving the data. Oopsie. Going to be saving the data to a RAG database. So let's do chroma run host. That's fine. And then port 8000, path, and then dot rag database. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna do BJJ rag database, right? Because I want to. What if we do a database around jujitsu? Right? Let's do that. All right, so it is running. Deploy to the cloud, saving data to here. Connect at this localhost 8000. Getting started guide. Copy your data to the cloud. Cool. All right. Let's go back over here. So we got this. Now hop over to your main streaming computer, which we are on. You will run this Python script to read a document. You will run this Python script to read a document, ask Mac Mini's Olama to embed it, and save it to the Mac Mini's Chroma DB. Replace Mac Mini in the code below its actual local IP of your Mac Mini. Yada. All right, cool. Ask Olama to get embeddings. Ask Olama on Mac Mini to turn text into a vector DB or into a vector. Okay, I see what's going on here. So you could read this from a text file or a PDF file. So I'm going to say, I want to make the RAG database related to Jiu-Jitsu. Where could I get the seed data that has a decent amount of data / documents related to Jiu-Jitsu? Or we can just make one up right now, just so our project and experiment can be a bit unique. Let's see if we can do that. Okie dokie. Blending real world rules with your own custom lore is the absolute best way to build a RAG database for a live stream. It makes the experiment unique to your channel and prevents the AI from just relying on its pre-trained knowledge. If you use real highly technical data like tournament rules, you can run incredible hallucination tests. For example, if you ask, are heel hooks legal? The AI must check the database because the answer depends entirely on the belt rank and whether it's gi or no gi. Here is exactly where you can get the data from and how we can format it for your stream. Where to get real BJJ data. The IBJJF rule book, the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation publishes their entire rule book as a PDF. It is dense with penalties, legal versus illegal moves by belt level, and point scoring systems. This is a goldmine for I like that. And then BJJ glossaries. There are hundreds of online glossaries detailing the mechanics of techniques like difference between an anaconda choke and a Darce choke. So I could even wire up this ChromaDB and link it to the BJJ, the mini BJJ app that I did the other day. So that would be pretty cool, where you can ask it questions about BJJ, but it's comparing it to the RAG for BJJ that we can control. The Barbarian Flow seed data. Instead of making you scrape PDFs while on a live stream, I've created a custom seed data set for you. It mixes actual IBJJF tournament rules, technical BJJ terminology, and custom lore specific to your Barbarian Flow training log app and your Monday, Wednesday, Friday training cadence. You can copy and paste this exact array into the documents section of the Mac Mini injection script we built earlier. But it's so small though. So this is perfect for testing. This data gives you 3 distinct ways to test your local GEMMA models on the stream. The math test asks the model, if I pass guard and take them out, how many points do I have? It has to pull 2 different rules and combine them. The logic test asks the model, I am a purple belt competing in no-gi. Can I do a heel hook? It has to pull the rules, recognize that purple is below the brown or black belt rank, and accurately tell you no. The lore test, if ask the model, what badge do I get for the lapel trip in Barbarian Flow? Want to write Python scripts? I didn't say yes, or maybe that's a pre-built answer. I'm gonna say, can you add about 20 for the rules and about 20 for the technical definitions to have a wider variety? All right, so I'm gonna let it do that. We are going to, oh my goodness. Must really like that first. We're gonna go to break, all right? So let's go over to here. And I'm gonna check the chat real quick. Then we're gonna get into our first break time topic about Meta and their layoffs. Let me see. Junior says, yes, they added voice also. I told Gabe about it. Yeah, I saw that post. So they must have added voice to the, we'll try it out. They must have added voice to the web layout. Because I know they already had voice on the mobile layout, but when I tried the voice on the web layout a couple of months ago, it was pretty bad. So we're gonna try that out. And Rod Brown says, just drown already.
How dare you?
No love. No love at all, all right? So let's go ahead and jump in.
What's this? Oh, it's only money.
What up to my guy, Magnetar? What up, Magnetar? He says, let us all congratulate Sith Coach Ralph.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
On finally acknowledging being Team Feds this whole time. Feds, we are up. Snitches, holla.
Yeah, what a coincidence. I just left the snitching convention. Gold Star member and chairman of this commission. Should have heard the new initiatives I introduced. All our secrets known to a few.
All right, just you know, shout out to my guy Magnetar, the $5 super chat. Shout out to you.
I appreciate you.
And I will say that I am happy that Magnetar was not here earlier when I was semi-bashing the feds, because I was bashing USPS, which they are not federal. They're not federal employees. They're just federal employee adjacent, from my understanding. So I'm not talking bad about the feds. Feds, we are up. I'm just not happy with the federally adjacent employees, because I was supposed to get my package yesterday. They did not say anything until today. It says, oh, by the way, if you're lucky, you will get it tomorrow.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Not to say that I've never had any issues with Amazon Prime, but not like this. And you know, tell you the other day when I ordered these glasses, the Amazon Prime driver just left it like right there at the entrance. Like, anyways, I digress. Right? Let's go. Let's keep going with the chat. It says, where is Rod Brown? Well, I'll tell you where he was. I will tell you where he wasn't last night. And that was on his channel live streaming. Just saying, he's going past the time. Look what, see, Magnetar, you started this, Magnetar, you started this. It says, at what belt level can you use a heel hook? It is at brown belt and up. However, I have seen some basement level tournaments I'll see blue belts trying to do heel hooks and stuff like that. And the refs just be like, whatever. I'll be like, what in the world is going on here? So it's supposed to be brown belt, black belt, but I'll see them trying it all over the place in those lower level tournaments. So I don't know. Let me see. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this first break time topic of tonight. Meta says you're out. They cut 8,000 employees for AI's future while also shifting 7,000 employees to work on their AI initiative. You remember the other day we reviewed that story that what do you call them? Where is this thing? That Meta was going to be tracking their employees' mouse movement and keystrokes to train their AI. Now they are shifting people into the AI trainer. So let's start off with this little reaction video, and then we're going to get into the actual news story.
Working at Meta right now has to feel kind of like the corporate version of the Hunger Games. Like, your company just posted record profits, $56 billion in revenue last quarter, and is still laying off like 10,000 people this week. They're simultaneously hiring AI researchers at packages of like $100 million. And while this is happening, you're being forced to train the AI that will replace you.
Now, I would say that hiring at $100 million is not a common occurrence at Meta or any other company. That person, whoever gets that, they're really, really special. So don't go and try to downplay the $100 million salary, all right?
By having your own computer spy on you. And then you just have to sit there.
It's not spying because the computer belongs to them, so they can do whatever they want with it. I'm just clearing the air.
And wait until Wednesday to find out if you still have a job. So if you don't, then you're coming back into one of the worst job markets in years. So you're probably looking at like literally months of unemployment, and companies are stripping away every single sort of benefit, like parental leave or flexibility or like basic dignity, just because they can. If you actually
It's called a benefit for a reason, but let's continue.
survive this round of layoffs, then you still have to report into an AI avatar that your CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, made of himself. CEO who, of course, had looked at his employees in the face and said that AI is not what's driving these layoffs, while actually spending $145 billion on AI. Now have to sell Ray-Ban glasses that make our surveillance state even worse. So I just want to ask, like, was it worth it?
Was what worth it in particular, working for Meta? Hell yeah. I would not have a problem working for Meta. And I will say this, if you were actually good at Meta and you got laid off, like as an engineer, a valuable role, let's say you worked in the AI, worked in developing at Meta, and you got laid off, because I know someone who worked at Meta and the interview process is rigorous. I don't think you have any issue on this job market, because guess what? Companies are hiring for AI. They're hiring like they need good engineers to make sure that the AI is doing what it's supposed to do, to lead it, to guide it. So if you're working at Meta and you end up getting laid off and you were actually good and valuable, in whatever that, like in a role that's needed and not a nice to have, I think you're gonna be okay. That's I could be wrong. And if I am, I apologize if I'm wrong. But I think we'll be all right. I think that I was listening to another video where the lady who said that she was possibly getting laid off, like she had some role that is not necessarily super technical. So companies are like, it's a shift. It is a shift, right? It's a shift. AI is not replacing employees, but as companies change their direction, like they're going to say, all right, we don't need this anymore. We need that. And what I want to say before we get into this news video is that companies have an initiative. And one thing that I don't do is complain about companies' initiatives. I try to start learning the things way ahead of time before the companies even know that they have that initiative. I am already trying to work on it, trying to learn it so that I can be, so that once they get there, I'm able to already pivot. I'm able to, I already know what's going on and I can quickly adapt. I do not complain about what companies are doing. Like if I'm working for them, like I don't complain about what they're doing because it's their company and it's either you're going to move along with them or you're going to move along without them. And if I don't like where it's going, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just going to go and do what I got to do. But I don't complain about the direction the company's moving in. It's just because if you complain, especially to the company, then I could imagine a lot of people who might be getting laid off at Meta, right? When Meta keeps on introducing, we're shifting towards AI stuff. We're shifting towards AI stuff. And you're like, I don't like AI. I don't feel good about AI. I don't like, and they said, all right, we need you to do this. I remember where, I forgot which companies it was, but they're saying they're tracking the AI usage and employees are not using it. And there was this one company that they laid off people on a Saturday because they refused to adopt AI into their workflows. So if the company says use AI, then I'm like, I'm going to use AI because guess what? It's giving me the opportunity to learn. They're paying for you to use AI to learn this new technology, and you keep pushing back. And now, when it comes time to put people on the chopping block, who embraced it, who's contributing to it, who's learning it, versus who is fighting back against it? And to me, those would be the ones that might most likely be on the chopping block, right? Who's contributing to it versus who is going against it? And guess what? A lot of other companies are going to be in the same position. So now, if you try to go and find something that's not using AI and you're all against it, being a Debbie Downer, it's going to be even a lot more harder for you. So that is the way that I see it, and I can only imagine those who are fighting the revolution, right? Fighting the AI power. Then you are going to get replaced by AI. It's going to not AI is not going to replace you, but an AI-centered human is going to replace you. So that's how I see it. But let's jump into the news article about this.
Meta is slashing its global workforce. The tech giant says it's shifting money and staff toward, you guessed it, artificial intelligence. The company told employees in April that these job cuts were coming. Meta began laying off 8,000 employees yesterday. It's about 10% of its workforce. Another 7,000 workers will be reassigned to new AI-related teams. Hugh Langley joins us now. He covers tech news as a senior correspondent for Business Insider. Hugh, good morning and welcome, joining us from London. Explain for our viewers how these cuts compare to Meta's previous layoffs and if it's really all about AI.
So Meta has made a few cuts over the last few years. 2022, 2023, it cut roughly 20,000 employees. Now, at the time, some of that CEO Mark Zuckerberg blamed on too much hiring through the pandemic, and then this push towards being more efficient. AI was around, but it wasn't really front and center of the conversation. What's striking, obviously, this time around, the company cut around 8,000 employees this week. What's striking is that obviously AI is far more central to the conversations that are being had around these cuts, and also that Meta is performing very well. I mean, the stock price is up a considerable amount over 2020 and the company continues to have quarter after quarter of really good earnings. So it's not about company performance, but yes, a lot of the focus being put on AI and the vast amount of money that Meta is investing right now, specifically in CapEx.
Something I want to say too. Why is it the mindset of just because a company makes profits or so much money that they are entitled to hire employees that they don't need? If there is not a business case, like, work is not charity. I know it is not popular. You don't like to hear that.
How dare you?
Work is not charity. Meta, Google, Nvidia, any privately held company that even if it's a publicly traded company, even worse because they have shareholders. It's not charity. Work is not charity. You go there, you do a job, and you do it well. And if you do it well, you get compensated for it. If you feel that you're not being compensated well, then find somebody who's going to compensate you well for it. But if Meta wanted to say that we want to reduce our workforce to 20,000 employees, 5,000 employees, whatever, if they wanted 50 employees, and they're able to maintain it, and they're making like now trillions of dollars in profits, I don't know, right? That's their prerogative. That's their company. If they're able to keep their employees, so now, and here's a trade-off, right? Here's a trade-off. If they go down to 50 employees and now their service sucks because and the employees are like burnt out and I'm not doing this anymore and they quit, that's on them. Now their stock prices drop and their shareholders are upset, so they have to keep a balance. But I don't believe the argument, just because they made profits that they're entitled to keep bloat. No, I don't believe that. Their responsibilities are to the shareholders, keeping that balance. Enough employees to sustain the company and not to like make the other employees' lives miserable to the point that they're leaving. Right, the ones that stay. So I don't buy that argument about they made this much money and all that type of stuff. I don't buy that, because the lady in the first video, it's like, they made record profits. So what? What is it like? What does that have to do with anything? The amount of money you make does not correlate with the amount of employees that you have. The amount of employees that you have correlates with the amount of work that needs to be done that is providing value to the customers, to the shareholders, etc.
Spending extraordinary amounts of money to build out the infrastructure to support AI. And in the note to employees this week, the laid off staff were told this is happening because we have to, offset these other investments.
And help our viewers understand the connection between layoffs and Wall Street, because usually when a company even announces a reduction in its labor force, its stock value increases. And what I'm hearing from a lot of Silicon Valley folks who get the boot is that sometimes they're called back to help baby the AI systems they're being replaced with because they do hallucinate and cause some mistakes. So is it a bit more complicated?
What'd you say? Yeah, so apparently I was looking at the comment, but wait, what?
Do back reduction in its labor force,
other investments.
And help our viewers understand the connection between layoffs and Wall Street, because usually when a company even announces a reduction in its labor force, its stock value increases. And what I'm hearing from a lot of Silicon Valley folks who get the boot is that sometimes they're called back to help baby the AI systems they're being replaced with because they do hallucinate and cause some mistakes. So
when these everyday news people try to speak on AI, like they don't even understand the story that's happening. We're gonna do a check, right? Who was actually laid off at Meta? Like what roles were laid off? And they're shifting people to work towards building their AI. Like there's Meta AI, right? I think Ollama is built by Meta. but there's Meta AI. So they're shifting people to work towards building their AI models, their AI infrastructure, all of that type of stuff. They have not. I haven't heard of any actual company that has replaced their employees with AI, unless it was from like 2 years ago where they tried. But I've never really heard them say that, oh, we replaced our employees with AI. I've heard people being called back to work on like AI projects, but not, oh, I was replaced with AI or by AI, and now they need me to come back because AI. I haven't heard what he's saying in particular.
Is it a bit more complicated than it seems?
It's a bit more complicated, and it also depends on the company. We're seeing a lot of layoffs right now across the tech sector. Some of it is being blamed directly on AI, with CEOs saying, yep, we're doing this because AI is able to take up some of the work now. Some of it is being a little more hidden, words like investments and things like that are being used. In the case of Meta, look, I mean, what's fascinating about this company in particular is CEO Mark Zuckerberg has been on a really aggressive push to make the company what he calls internally AI native. He has this vision of basically cutting out middle managers, almost getting rid of a lot of managers entirely, smaller teams working more with AI, and trying to be more efficient that way. So, but to your point, they need the AI to work, right? You mentioned about people coming back to work on these models and baby them somewhat. So, something that's really happening right now, you mentioned 7,000 people this week inside the company are also being redeployed to work specifically on AI tooling. A lot of this is going to be around tools that Meta is using internally and the models internally, but also the models that they are selling to customers and enterprise as well. So there's a lot of different things happening here. The bottom line is Mark is really trying to push Meta to be an almost new model for what a tech company could be, completely upending this org structure and really doubling down on AI. And obviously, if it works, it could create a whole new model of what a tech company could look like, or it could go the other way and completely crater. So that bit remains to be seen.
Yeah. Anyone remember the Meta goggles and that virtual world they were investing in? Didn't work out so well. We'll see how this ends up. Hugh Langley joining us from London. Thanks so much.
Whatever. Right? When these news people try to report on tech stuff, it's always a disaster. But whatever. So I wanna go over to this real quick, right? Can you give me a breakdown of the departments that Meta laid off the 8,000 employees from, and what kind of roles were redirected to AI in the 7,000 redirections. And while that's running, right? While that's running, I want you to take this into consideration as well. Meta also wants to, like, they're actually behind in their AI work, right? Google had, like, when you think about the three big players, you're thinking about Claude or Anthropic, you're thinking about OpenAI's ChatGPT, and you're thinking about Google and Gemini. You're not thinking about Meta. You're not thinking about Apple. Apple, definitely you're not thinking about them. Meta is behind. So they're trying to compete and build out their AI infrastructure, because if you use WhatsApp, they have some AI in WhatsApp. They have like some AI in like Messenger, but they want it to be a more prominent thing, and they're trying to catch up. So that's why they're redirecting the workforce to because they want to catch up to these other, because that's where things are going, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. So let's go. May 20, 2026, which was yesterday, Meta initiated a significant restructuring effort that eliminated approximately 8,000 jobs globally, about 10% of the workforce. So that means that they have like 80,000 employees. So that's pretty big. While simultaneously redirecting 7,000 employees into new roles focused entirely on artificial intelligence. And I think those 7,000 roles were people who showed interest and they showed capabilities of working with AI. Departments impacted, and probably people who've been working with AI for years now. Departments impacted by the 8,000 layoffs. The job cuts were implemented to reduce managerial layers flatten the organization and offset Meta's massive 125 to 145 billion capital expenditure on AI infrastructure. The layoffs broadly targeted non-AI business units and corporate functions. Not surprised. I'm not surprised. Engineering and product development, traditional software and product roles not directly tied to Meta's expanding AI initiatives. They want to be an AI company now. Simple as that. What was Meta, or what is Meta before AI? Ads, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook. They're like, this is not our critical. That's not where we're headed, right? We're gonna have like maintenance teams running that, but we need to focus on our AI infrastructure. Integrity teams, the groups responsible for content moderation, removing hate speech, and eliminating malicious content. So now it sounds like they're heading more towards. So here's what's happening. They're heading more towards X's model, but also they're going to be implementing AI to be able to do this, which is going to be a lot faster catching this. They're building the AI models for content moderation, for removing hate speech, for eliminating malicious content, all right? Cybersecurity teams managing, staff managing internal and external security protocols. So more closer to the layer. Content design and support, design divisions and broader operation support functions. In addition to 8,000, Meta also permanently closed 6,000 open job vacancies, but I bet you they opened some new ones related to AI. The 7,000 role redirected to AI as part of the shift towards AI native corporate structure. Meta relocated 7,000 existing employees into newly formed or expanded AI initiatives. These teams are specifically tasked with building AI models. So models to do this stuff in particular, right? The integrity teams. Let's see. These teams are specifically tasked. All right, we read that. Improving large language model infrastructure, creating autonomous agents that can replace human workflows. So basically, to do task-based roles. Applied AI engineering, a high priority division pulling top engineers from across the company to accelerate development in the AI model race and build a new AI-driven tool and apps. So they're making a lot of money. They're going to be competing with the Gemini engineers, the cloud engineers, the OpenAI engineers. Agent transformation accelerator. A team focused on building agentic AI systems designed to independently carry out tasks that human employees previously handled. Central Analytics, a division dedicated to measuring in the productivity and performance of these new AI agents as they are developed and deployed. And Enterprise Solutions, an initiative aimed at integrating these automated AI workflows into Meta's internal corporate system and wider business operations. This transition marks one of the most aggressive pivots in the tech industry, moving headcount away from traditional product maintenance and directly into the development of autonomous AI systems. So it makes sense to me. I am not surprised, and I'm not mad at it, especially as a shareholder of Meta, right? But I'm not mad at it. I get it. If you were not on the team to make these improvements, make these enhancements, then you're like, all right, cool. You didn't want to be part of it. Go find your dream company where they're going to make your dreams come true. All right. So let me know your thoughts. Are you against these Meta layoffs and that you think it's wrong and that they have no shame?
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Or do you get it from a business perspective? And it's like, look, if people don't want to rise to the tide, then they drown. Drop me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. TechCoachRalph.dev. Join us to have these conversations at our Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for Scrum Nights. Get access to Tech Barbarians coaching portal, a resume flow, and speak precisely so that you can transform every aspect of your life and you can prevent yourself from being on the Meta chopping block over at TechCoachRalph.dev. Okay, let me go and check the chat real quick, and then we will move on to our next working segment of tonight. Junior says, why is the heel hook restricted? Because there's certain things that they don't allow at certain belt levels. So you can do an ankle lock at any level, but then wrist locks, you have to be a blue belt for that. And the reason is because severity of the move if you don't do it right, and you can really hurt somebody. You can really hurt yourself as well in these cases. So like they'll prevent white belts from doing things that can be like really dangerous and really hurtful. But the heel hooks, like that's even like more dangerous. So you can really hurt yourself that way. So they leave it for like the higher belts. But there's like the bicep slicer, the calf slicer, probably some other things that I'm not thinking about. Oh, knee locks. That they prevent until you get to like brown belt, because they're more dangerous. You can really get somebody hurt by doing that. So that's why they restrict them. I hate hearing these people whine and complain. The entitlement is astronomical.
I was gonna lie to you, but I had to tell the truth. I'm just being honest.
That is true. And Maxer had said, with everything I'm learning, I would welcome working at Meta for free. For free 99, no money on the side. I keep my current job, but work for them afterwards and on weekends. And that's the mindset. That's the winning mindset. And that's basically internship, right? I want to get experience. I want to get exposure. So I'm going to do what I got to do. So I am with you 1000% Magnetar. And it's not just Meta, but any company. My payment is the training and the real life assignments. So you are 1000% correct. But I will tell you this though, there are many people who will disagree with you. They'll say, I ain't working for free. I'm like, if you have the ability to get paid in experience, saying, oh, I did an internship for Meta. I volunteered at Meta. Man. It says, now I want to know all right, let me see if I can find one for you. Let me see if I can find a heel hook. Let's see if I can find a heel hook. Let's see, heel hook BJJ. If I can find a good one. Let's see. Can I find a heel hook? Oops. See if I can find a short one. Let's see if there's a good one. Let me see if there's a Danaher one. Does Danaher have a heel hook? Let's see. Is there a short that I could look at? Let me see. If I can find one, I'll find one. Let's go to, all right, let's do this one. Let's take a look at this one. Copy link. Let's go to, oh, shoot. Here. All right, let's take a look at this heel hook real quick. Because to be honest with you, I have never done it, so I don't, and I'm a Bremba, and I don't really pay that close attention to it. So let's see what this heel hook looks like.
3 tips for improving your heel hook. 1, have the foot dangling out here. I don't want to try and dig the heel when it's attached to me. It's very hard to do. I want the foot dangling so I can actually get my elbow tight to my ribs. That's the next one. My elbow must be tight to the ribs with weight on the outside of my elbow. Okay, I don't want to have my elbow out here. Very easy to slip the heel. Lastly, forearm does not want to be in line with the shin. My forearm should be in line with the foot. Okay, this is now very hard to slip. Okay, and we can now look to get a good finish.
Let's take a look at this one too real quick. See, you got me going down this rabbit hole. Let's take a look at this one.
Is the first thing we're going to look at is what a heel hook actually is. So if I have Sam's leg, the idea for a heel hook is to rotate the knee. The knee is a hinge joint. It's not a ball and socket joint like your hip or your shoulder. It only bends in one direction. Now that's important to understand. It's not two directions. It doesn't bend forwards and backwards. It only bends backwards. Okay. If you bend it forwards, you're being knee barred, and it certainly doesn't rotate. The key to the heel hook is to lock the upper leg in place while we control the heel with a hook of our arm, and we rotate the lower leg. The upper leg held in place, lower leg rotated. The knee doesn't like that, and we get the tap.
I guess that's it. So basically you lock the knee and you rotate the foot and you will get a knee, you'll get a heel hook. So it's like turning the foot in a direction that it shouldn't be going in, I guess. Well, you know what? We'll do a little bit more investigation on this. But that is base, and there's different ways you can do it, different directions you can do it. So we'll go from there. So that is the heel hook. Andrew says that looks like you can break a foot. Definitely can. Says, why are they wearing pajamas? Oh my goodness, Junior. That is their jujitsu attire. All right, Junior. Do I have to give you one of these, Junior?
How dare you?
And you know what? And you get one of these.
How dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Not nice. Not nice. All right. Let's get to work. Let's get to work now. Let's go to here. And let's go ahead and put up another 20.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right. So we were training we're generating the data so that we can so this is going to make your life incredibly engaging. By expanding the data set, you're giving Gemma 4 enough complexity to actually get confused if the RAG pipeline isn't built perfectly. It forces the AI to cross-reference multiple rules. The wrist lock legal if I am a white belt in no-gi. Here is your expanded Barbarian Flow seed data. It contains 20 official tournament rules, 20 technical definitions, and a few custom lore entries to prove your system isn't just relying on the internet. You can copy this entire block and paste it directly into your Mac Mini database injection script, replacing the smaller document array we used earlier. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Shrimping, hip escape. All right, so let me just take a brief look at these. Take down results in 2 points. That's correct. A sweep from any guard position that results in the bottom player establishing top position is a rewarded. Yep, that's correct. Establishing knee on belly. 2 points. Yep. Successfully passing the opponent's guard to achieve side controller mount is awarded 3 points. Yeah, that's true. Establishing a full mount with both knees on the ground is awarded 4 points. Securing back control with both hooks. Ooh, I have a great prompt. What happens? How many points do I get if I take the opponent down, pass their guard, mount them, and then take their back? How many points do I get for that? So that's gonna be all right. Ooh, this is gonna be a good one. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be great. Let's go ahead and we have all the moves. And I can say, all right, so let's go ahead and open up PyCharm. And we are going to take so this is the script that we have to do. I'm not going to type this whole thing out because we just need this to feed the database. So I'm going to copy this script and I'm going to go to, let me see, go here and we're going to say, here, and I'm going to create create a folder in here for scripts, right? Scripts, and we're going to say new Python file, database, say BJJ, database, seed. All right. And I will say, sure, add that. And we're going to go to paste that in here. And we're going to install the Chroma pack. I mean, why did I do, all right, hold on. Let's go here. Let's close that. All right, cool, that works. And we will just say, we're not using the Mac Mini in this case, but hopefully next week we can. And I'll just say, I'll say localhost. And we will do, so we say get embeddings, the model nomic embedding text, feed data connecting to ChromaDB, and we're going to say BJJ docs, and then now let me get the seed data that we need. And I'm going to go to here and paste that. So there goes everything that we need in here. Oh. Let's get rid of this. We got that. And then we say enumerate document and saving to vector DB. For iDocs and enumerate, convert text to numbers. Save to database. Database fits. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and try to run this. All right. Let me just check the instructions real quick. Make sure we do this correct. Take the user question. All right. All right. So we're here. Run the script once. Your Mac Mini has now produced the. All right. So let's go ahead and run that. Correct file. Run that. Sweet. Sweet. So we got that in there. Next up, let's go back over here and run the script once. All right, so now take the user question, query the database for the most relevant document. Send the document and the question. Send the document and the question. Run large language model as a judge to evaluate Gemma didn't hallucinate. So we are looking at get embeddings. All right, so let's go ahead. So we don't need this. So I'm going to put them next to each other. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this at the moment. Let me move that to here. And let me duplicate that. And all right, so let's go ahead and set up this script. So I'm going to create a new script. And this one I will semi type out. So this was seeding it. Well, no, we're good here. So this is what we need to do. All right, so I am going to create a new file. BJJ rag test, or let's call it test BJJ rag. And sure, whatever. And we're going to close that and we're going to say import requests import chroma db, import JSON, import re. And I will say Mac mini IP equals. I am going to do, let's do this 192.168.1.50. I don't even need to write that, but what I'm going to do, I am going to put this as localhost, and I am going to open up the helpers file, and I am going to say that, close some of these up. I am going to say that this one right here, just to optimize this workflow, I'm going to say Mac Mini under helpers. And here I'm going to say from helpers import Mac Mini IP, right? And I'm going to do the same thing for, I'm going to do the same thing for the seed data, right? I'm going to say from helpers import Mac Mini. So now I can get rid of this one. Oh, whatever. So now I don't need to have, so I can just define this in the helpers file one place, and then it's going to be applicable to all of these other places, right? So when we do have the Mac Mini up and running, I can just make the change there, and then we see the data, all that good stuff, okay? So next up, so we don't need this anymore. We don't need helpers for now. So here we're going to say definition get embeddings text URL. In that case, can I just make the, let's see if we can optimize this some more then. Seed, because if this get embeddings is the same exact thing, definitely, right? So we're going to take this then, and I'm going to add this function as a, because are we running get embeddings over here? Feed database. Feed database get. Okay, so it's doing the get. All right, so yeah, we're gonna do inside the helpers. You know, we're just trying to make it more optimal for us. So we're gonna say inside of here, we have the get embeddings, right? And we will say from helpers again, import get embeddings, right? The same we're going to do call Gemma from there too. So we don't have to do that there either. So because I don't like duplicate code. We already have our call Gemma. We just need to optimize our helper for call Gemma to say call Gemma, the prompt that we're using, or the model that we're using, the prompt, temperature, we can pass that in as well. And then what we can do is Mac Mini. We have that variable as well to pass in that Mac Mini address. So now, why is this hard coded? This should not be hard coded. Temperature. Catching a bug right there. Boom, perfect. So now whatever we pass is it's gonna take. Looking at this code over here. We got this. We got this. Yep, looks exactly the same. So this is perfect. So next up, Oh, wait a second. Do I have a call gemma? No, I don't have a call gemma in the other one, right? Seed data. There's no call gemma. All right, cool. So there's no so that's good. So I think we're done with that one. Now let's go ahead and say, so we have call gemma already. So let's say, so I think we start from here. So from helpers, import call gemma, right? So, and this is why I keep stressing to you why it's important for you to learn Python. All this stuff runs on Python, and not having to write the same duplicate code over and over and over and over again is a game changer. So define, test, and the thing is, I could have went line by line, but I'm like, we've been working on this for the past few weeks. We don't have to do exactly what the code tells, like what they're giving us, because we should use our development brain to make it easier. System print testing live RAG pipeline. And number one, the user's question. So this user question is going to be, how many points? Well, let me go down here. Well, we'll just leave this. We'll come back to this one, right? Let's say we do a to-do update question. We'll be back to that one, right? Because I want to make sure what type of questions we're going to be asking it. Okay. Then we say número dos, retrieval, search the vector database. That's what retrieval wrong. Sure did. And we're going to say print searching vector. We don't need to specify Mac meaning everything. Vector DB for context. ... Whatever. Client equals chroma db dot http client. Host equals the Mac mini IP that we specified. Port 8000. Oh, I forgot the equal sign. Port 8000, and then collection is going to be client.get collection. And the name is going to be, what was the name that we gave it? Let's see, that would be, what was the collection name? What did I name it? BJJ Docs, there we go. BJJ Docs, we got that. And then question vector equals get embeddings user. So, okay, so that's how you look up the database based on the user question. You have to use the get embeddings. Gotcha. Fetch the top one most relevant document. DB results equals collection. It kind of looks like a Mongo query, to be honest with you. Query embeddings. And then we're going to pass in the question. Where is question? Oh, oops. Question vector. And then we're going to say, ooh. Let's go here, here, and results is 1. All right, so we got that. And then we're going to say retrieved context equals DB results documents. Oops. And we're going to say first one and first one. And then we're going to say print f string database. Returned. Retrieved context. There we go. And I'm going to run it right now though, just so we can see what's going on before we get into like more in-depth stuff. We're going to see what it's returning. So we're going to say define name oh, I think it's like this. I always forget. If equals main, something like that. And we're gonna say test live. I think that's how it goes, right? So let's run that real quick to see
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Let me run it real quick to see what exactly happens, and then we shall go to break. The question, I didn't pose the question, but establishing a full mount position with both knees on the ground is awarded 4 points. Cool. So I'm gonna print out the user question as well. That is interesting. All I said was how many points. That is an interesting answer. So I'm gonna leave it as that for now then. All right, so I'm gonna leave it as that, and then we'll figure out why it gave us establishing the mount position when there's so many other things we could have chose from. So let's leave it there. Let's go to break, and then we will investigate a little bit deeper later on. All righty, let me check the chat real quick, and then we will go to our next break. Junior had said, initially I thought the heel hook means to hook with the heels. Well, that is not a bad assessment. But no, it is a very, very nasty submission. Most people tap right away if they don't break their knee or their foot. All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into our next topic about Google and their I/O event yesterday their I/O event yesterday, 2026 I/O event. Let's get into that one. Actually, nope. So we're going to watch the recap. We're probably going to watch, maybe I'll speed this one up because it's 15 minutes long, but very, very important information, especially in the tech sector, working with Apple, working with Google, working with AI and Meta and seeing how the market is moving. Very important for us to get into.
Hello, Showline, and hello to everyone watching from around the world. Excited to be back for this year's I/O. I think it's been an incredible year. We are taking a differentiated, full-stack approach to AI innovation. To understand the scale at which people are adopting AI, there's another great proxy, tokens. The fundamental units of data our models process, many representing a problem being solved. We were processing 9.7 trillion tokens a month across the surfaces, and fast forward to today, that number has jumped 7 times to 3.2 quadrillion tokens per month. We now have 13 products with over 1 billion users each.
Have you ever heard of a quadrillion amount? Gee whiz, that is crazy.
5 of those have more than 3 billion users. Our Gemini models are a big reason more people are using our products and why they are using our products more. AI Overviews now has over 2.5 billion monthly users. And AI mode has been a revelation, our biggest upgrade to search ever. In just a year, it's already surpassed 1 billion monthly users.
I'll say this. I remember when they first started introducing those AI-ish answers, like you don't have to go and scroll a bunch to get the answer. There are some people that are like, oh, I love this. And some people are like, oh, I do not like this. But Google said,
Putting in a week. I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Last year at I/O, the Gemini app had 400 million monthly active users. Today, we have surpassed 900 million, more than doubling in a year. People come to YouTube every day to ask a lot of questions. Ask YouTube entirely reimagines the experience. Say you want to teach your 3-year-old how to ride a pedal bike, and they already know how to ride a balance bike. Just ask YouTube. With Docs Live, you can just verbally brain dump whatever is on your mind and let Gemini do the rest.
So I just remembered I'm doing an alumni talk tomorrow. I need to come up with some talking points to explain what I do for a living as a software engineer. Can you just pull my resume from Drive? Although that might be boring. Maybe can you come up with some funny analogies? Oh, and also, I think the school sent me an email. Maybe just grab the details from there, throw them at the top of the doc so I know where to go and what time to get there.
We have taken a fundamentally different approach with our training infrastructure. With Jacks and Pathways, we can now seamlessly distribute training across multiple sites, scaling across more than 1 million TPUs globally. This gives us the ability to create the largest training cluster in the world. To give you a live sense of what this...
And that's how Google is in a league of their own, because they're able to run their AI off of their own TPUs as well. I always forget what TPU is. A tensor processing unit? Let me see. Google TPU. Yeah, tensor processing unit. So they're able to run off their own. So they have their own infrastructure. They're able to sell it to other people. And then they also have their AI models and stuff like that. NVIDIA, of course, they have like the best GPUs, but they don't have their own, like they're the supplier. So Google is the dealer and the supplier and the user as well. You know, they say don't get high off your own supply. Google said, we don't believe in that. So there we go. Let's keep going.
The speed feels like. Here's a prompt on an upcoming Flash model if it were running on 8i. I'll ask it to create a Chrome Dino game, push submit. The response is generated in real time. As you watch, take a look at the tokens per second in the top right corner. The speed is pretty incredible, nearly 1,500 tokens per second. It almost took longer to write out the request, and the game is pretty fun too. There are 3 areas where I want to go deeper today to show you the progress in each: models, coding, and agents.
I'm excited to announce Gemini Omni, our new model that can create anything from any input. It combines Gemini's intelligence with the best of our generative media models for a new level of world understanding, multimodality, and editing. It's starting with video, but over time, Omni will be able to generate any output from any input.
As generative AI gets better, so does the need for greater transparency. Since launch, SynthID has now watermarked over 100 billion images and videos. We want more people to have easy access to these tools. So we are expanding both SynthID and content credentials verification to search and Chrome. I'm thrilled to announce that OpenAI, Kakao, and 11 Labs are adopting SynthID too. Today, I'm excited to introduce Gemini 3.5 Flash, our first in a series of models combining frontier intelligence with action. When compared to 3.1 Pro, Flash is better across the board, almost all benchmarks. 3.5 Flash is a very capable model, at the frontier and comparable to the best models, but much, much faster. It's in a whole league of its own in the top right quadrant. We've been using 3.5 Flash with the reimagined version of our agent-first development platform, Anti-Gravity, and it's dramatically accelerated how we build.
So using the new Anti-Gravity and Gemini 3.5 Flash, we asked our agent to take on what we consider to be a highly complex and impressive task: build a working operating system from scratch. Over 12 hours, 93 sub-agents working in parallel made over 15,000 model requests and processed 2.6 billion tokens to take an initially empty project to the core of a functioning operating system. But clearly, this isn't a real OS, unless I can play Doom. Now, if I try running Doom right now, it just doesn't work. Turns out that the OS is currently missing some necessary video and keyboard drivers. I have a prompt prepared. I'm going to paste it in. Anti-Gravity ended up doing a whole host of research, ended up writing over 100 lines of code, and then finally built the operating system. Let's take a peek and see if it works. Moment of truth. Amazing.
That is wild. That is wild.
This was made possible by the new sub-agent teamwork capability. We've optimized Flash to be not just 4 times, but 12 times faster in anti-gravity.
Gemini 3.5 Flash is available for everyone today across our products and APIs. We're also excited for 3.5 Pro. We're using it internally. It's showing great improvements. I know you can't wait to get your hands on it. Give us until next month to get it to you. Gemini 3.5 and Anti-Gravity are unlocking a new world of agents and agentic capabilities. We are super focused on bringing the power of agents safely and securely to consumers so that they work for everyone. Introducing Gemini Spark. It's your personal AI agent that helps you navigate your digital life, taking action on your behalf and under your direction. It runs on dedicated virtual machines on Google Cloud, and it's 24/7. And yes, you can close your laptop. It's powered by Gemini 3.5 and the Google Anti-Gravity harness, which allows...
So basically, you give it work to do, and you can schedule the time that it's going to be doing it, and it's just working on your behalf. Those are AI agents.
...to perform long-running tasks easily in the background. Spark will integrate seamlessly with tools, starting with our own, and in the coming weeks with third-party tools through MCP.
We're planning a big block party. And you can see here, this is a pretty complex prompt. We want help grabbing all the RSVPs, keep a list of who's bringing what. Remember to email those neighbors who haven't signed up yet. And what's amazing here is Spark will go through step by step, and again, work across the various skills and apps that you have. So the first one here, this is a live RSVP tracker right in Google Sheets. And Spark is amazing at just brain dumping things on your mind. Create a document with the top things my wife and I need to do for the kids before the end of the school year. We'll check in later and see how it's doing.
And now we're entering the next chapter of Google Search, where incredible AI features aren't just in search. Google Search is AI search, through and through. Now we're taking an exciting step toward this vision, where you'll be able to create and manage multiple AI agents for your many tasks right in search. To start, you can set information agents to work for you 24/7 in the background. And these will work with and alongside Gemini Spark to help you get more done. Say you're really into finance and you want to know more about big biotech stocks, but you want to know with PEs under 15, positive cash flows, and low debt, right when it matters. It connects directly to our real-time finance data, so you get up-to-the-second updates on stock prices and insights on the market the moment it moves. Now, when it does, your agent sends you an intelligent and synthesized update. It helps you understand what's going on, so you can separate the signal from the noise.
So Search now has the ability to help you create entire custom stateful.
So like, imagine if you're into like trading and stuff like that, and you can use Gemini or Spark or whatever this current tool is to notify you of certain events that are happening. So now you receive a message like, oh, this is happening, and now you can choose to act on it or not act on it. You probably even set, like, there's so many different things you can do with this stuff. My goodness, this is wild.
Experiences, tools, trackers, dashboards. They're especially awesome for those long-running tasks where you want to keep coming back. Search proactively offers to build a weekend planner for me. And I've chosen to securely connect Gmail, Photos, and Calendar, and boom, there it is. Looks like it's ready. And below, it's got all of these cool restaurant reservations and beautifully laid out on maps.
People shop across Google over 1 billion times a day. Combine the scale of the shopping graph with our advanced Gemini models, and you get entirely new ways to shop. When it comes to agent e-commerce, we are focused on delivering 3 key building blocks. First, the Universal Commerce Protocol, or UCP for short. Our second building block, the Agent Payments Protocol, or AP2. Our final building block, the Universal Cart, a truly intelligent shopping cart. The moment you add a product, your cart goes to work for you in the background. Now, another game changer is how it applies intelligent reasoning. Let's say you're building your first custom PC. You see a motherboard with great reviews and just add that to your cart. Now, you already picked out a processor, but what you didn't realize is that the processor needs a motherboard with a different type of socket. Your cart catches this for you and suggests an alternative, preventing a problem you didn't really see coming.
Today has been a jam.
All right. That right there is wild. That is, so basically you're buying something, right? You add it to the cart, but then like it says that, oh, this isn't compatible with that. So it says you should probably look into something else. Let me see something real quick. Shopping. Let's go to Google. Let's say motherboard. So I'm looking at Let's say we're looking at this motherboard real quick, right? That's not what I want. Let's go to shopping. How would I add it to the cart from Google? I've never used Google Shopping before, so I'm just curious. I don't know how to add it to the cart from Google. Let's see. I have to play with it. I'll play with it some more, but I'm very curious to see how this stuff works, but let's not waste the time on that right now.
Unpacked Gemini Day. We've completely redesigned the entire experience with Neural Expressive. We're shipping the brand new Gemini Omni model and 3.5 Flash model with 3.5 Pro coming soon. And you can now put Gemini to work. Thanks to new features like the Daily Brief, it's a personalized digest that's designed to be your first stop every morning, synthesizing information from across my inbox, my calendar, my tasks. It's finding the most important things for me to be aware of. And Gemini Spark. You'll remember at the beginning of the show, we sent a few tasks off, so let's go check in on them. This was our school year planning checklist, and I asked it, remember, to create a doc of all the things I didn't want to forget between now and the end of the year. And so I'll open this one up. And what's amazing about it is it takes advantage of all the Google Docs formatting. So I can immediately click in.
Whether you're a designer, an entrepreneur, or an artist, our products help shrink the gap between the moment you have an idea and the moment you create it. At its best, technology is a canvas for human creativity. Introducing Google Pics, a new product in Google Workspace. Pics is our image creation and editing tool that helps you create just about anything with the creative controls you want. You can hover over an element and click to remove it. You can resize an object to fit the frame, add or edit text, and translate all of it with just a few clicks. We launched Google Flow at I/O last year. Flow can only execute one prompt at a time. Now, your agent can take multiple actions all at once. It analyzes what's happening in the image, concepts the most compelling angles, and then, boom, a single image becomes 16 unique videos.
Today, I'm excited to announce that our first audio glasses will arrive this fall. The world's leading electronics company, Samsung, is building innovative new devices and experiences that set the bar for the whole industry. And we've been working to bring the best of Google to these glasses as well. These audio glasses have brought together the world's top eyewear designers at Gentle Monster and Warby Parker. They are designed to give you all-day help with Gemini that is spoken into your ear privately rather than shown on a display.
Gemini, can you actually put my usual order in at that coffee shop we just talked about?
Sure, I'll order you a nitro cold brew for pickup from Koopa Cafe on DoorDash.
Gemini is able to launch apps like DoorDash, then click through all the different option screens automatically to order her coffee.
I have prepared your order for the nitro cold brew from Koopa Cafe. Would you like to confirm?
Yes, please.
All of these advances show the staggering pace of AI.
And there goes Google. So they have, with the Ray-Ban Metas, right? It's using Meta AI, but if you are not crazy about Meta AI, but you are an avid Google user, Gemini user, and you feel more comfortable with Gemini, now you have options. If you want to have that conversation back and forth with Gemini, like Junior was mentioning earlier, there you go. So now what I like about Google is that they will integrate into their ecosystem. So now they take these AI models and everything is self-contained. I just hope they don't get another lawsuit. That's all.
AI progress. It's incredible. We're in a moment of immense promise, but also enormous responsibility. The whole reason I've worked on AI my entire career was because I saw it as the ultimate tool to advance science and our understanding of the world. I'm excited to announce Gemini for Science. It brings together a number of powerful AI tools to help accelerate research. Our new labs prototypes streamline daily scientific tasks. Whether it's staying on top of newly published papers, transforming research goals into usable code, or generating new hypotheses, Google's cutting-edge research and products will help unlock AGI's incredible potential for the benefit of the entire world. This technology will be a force multiplier for human ingenuity and usher in a new golden age of scientific discovery and progress. improving the lives of everyone, everywhere. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of Google I/O.
That was pretty good. Very, very informative. I'm with it. I am with it. I love Google's business strategy, how they corner the market. Like I said, I hope they don't get another lawsuit of antitrust, but they are providing competition for the Ray-Ban Meta glasses. They're integrating everything into their app, so they're not turning away from any of the things that they've built, because almost everything Google built is productivity tools. So now all these productivity tools, they're embedding Gemini into it to make it so much easier to use. So really, really good stuff. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think about all of these new features that Google is introducing? They didn't mention about they sent an email about the usage limits for Gemini, but they showcase all the cool stuff that Gemini can do in public. Maybe they spoke about it during the full event, but they definitely didn't talk about it in the highlights. So it is what it is. But let me know your thoughts about this. Are you excited about what Google's introducing into the marketplace of AI, how they're using it for productivity, for task-based roles? Because like even with that example of the family thing, someone would have to do that manually and take up a lot of their time. And now it's like, all right, go do this for me while I do something more valuable with my time than this task-based role. So I am excited about it. Are you excited about it? Let me know. Let me know what you think. Drop me a comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content. As well, go to techcoachralph.dev. Get access to Resume Flow. Get access to Speak Precisely. Get access to the Tech Barbarians coaching portal. Join us for Vibe Code and Chill. Join us for our Scrum Nights over at techcoachralph.dev. Okay, well, we're going to jump into our last working segment of tonight. Junior says 1 billion monthly users. I don't remember exactly what they said, but it's probably probably for that one particular thing you're talking about. But there's got to be way more users for Google and Gemini as it is. So they're doing their thing. They are doing their thing. Google has cornered the market, and that is a great thing. That is a great thing.
Are you ready?
All right, let's go ahead and jump into our last working segment for tonight. I'm going to put up, let me go ahead and say, Junior says that's a lot of traffic. You got to think about it too, right? So Apple search is defaulted to Google. Google search is defaulted to Google. Most people just go to google.com. If you're using Chrome browser and you just put something into the address bar, it's going to search for through Google. Gemini is going through Google. People who are using like Google Drive is going through Google. So many things just go through Google naturally that we don't even think about it. And then they have a bunch of other aspects that's being used for. So it's a lot. Like you said, it is a lot of users. And that's why to me they're a good investment. Personally, not investment advice, but to me, I am with it. I am with it. All right. Let's go ahead and get into our last segment for tonight before we go over to Rod Brown's channel. I'm going to put up our 20 minutes.
It's time to do.
All right, let's go over to here to finish working on this. We're going to go to switch the camera. All right, cool. Okay, so I do wonder how it got this. Establishing the full mount with both knees on the ground is awarded 4 points. We didn't mention any of that, right? So we didn't say, well, how many points is side control? Let's see if we do that. What if we do this? Is it going to give us the right answer? Successfully passing the opponent's guard to achieve side control or mount is awarded 3 points. Well, we got that. So, but why did it say? That's weird. So I'm going to leave it how many points, period, right? And then, because that's not the right answer. It should say like something like, I don't have enough context to answer that question. It kind of hallucinated my question, not the answer, but the question. So, all right, let's continue. We did all this, we did all that, and now we're gonna go over into, like I said, I like to do it in bits and pieces to make sure that it is working and we don't end up writing a whole bunch of code and then things don't work. Generation, ask, oh, we never even asked Gemma 4, right? Ask Gemma 4. So what did it do it against? So it's not even, it wasn't even using the AI. I don't know. I'm a little confused. Maybe that's something that we prompt. Rag answer equals call Gemma. Rag prompt. Oh wait, we missed rag prompt. But we do want to set the temperature to 2. Is it 0.2 or 2? What is it? Default to 2. Let me see if we, let me do this first. Rag prompt equals f string context retrieved context line break question user question and then answer based only on context. And we are going to say all right. And then we're going to say, let me put a space here, rag answer, 0.2. All right, so we're going to say rag prompt. And we are going to say temperature 0.2. Print Gemma for answer. Rag answer. Okay. Number 4. Well, let's run this. See what we get. You see the issue though, because it says establishing the full mount with both knees on the ground is awarded 4 points. But the question that we asked, am I not printing out the question? Let me print out the question. Print F user question. Right. So if we do this, all it says how many points. And for some reason it's thinking that it is the full mount. So the answer is correct from Gemma, but what the database is returning is kind of weird. Right. So we can finish this. And then we'll look into that output that we're getting. So number 4, evaluation LLM as a judge LLM eval rubric equals F 1 2 3. You are an AI auditor checking for hallucinations. rule. The actual answer must be entirely deducible from the source context. And we're going to say source context. Retrieved context. But I think something's wrong with the retrieved context though. Actual answer. Rag answer. Return a strict JSON object. Is faithful. I kind of feel like we made something to be able to call this, but whatever. Due to time, we'll keep going. Reason. Why? And then we're going to say print running faithfulness judge. Are these rags loyal or nah? Judge result equals call Gemma eval rubric temperature. It's getting hot in here. 0 cleaned results equals re.sub our JSON pipe 1, 2, 3. Just keep it. Let's just go like that. Judge results dot dot strip eval data equals JSON dot loads clean results. Then we're gonna and is faithful. Oh, faithful over there. Eval data dot get is faithful. Reason equals eval data dot get reason. Print F string judge verdict. Faithful is faithful. Reason all right, next up assert. So now we're checking is faithful true. If it is, then we move on to the next step. True. If not, we're going to say test failed. Hallucination. Too much hallucinogenics detected. And we're going to say print checkbox live rag pipeline test passed. All right, so now let's go ahead and run it. What did I do? Something over here is missing. Okay, I see what I did wrong. So comma, and then like that. There we go. Let's run it again. All right, so now I want to ask this. Database returned. Let's close this one out. So I'm gonna say, let's go all the way down to the bottom. It is a bit weird that the user question I passed in returned the database response that it did. I don't think there was enough context for the database to return that response. And I'm going to put that here. Let me go and close that one out. I'm just curious on why the database would return that. So let's get that confirmed and fixed up, and then we can, all right, says, you are exactly right to call that out. It feels incredibly weird if you ask the traditional database you ran select where text like how many points, you would expect a massive list of scoring rules or an error because the keyword is too vague, but vector database don't use keyword matching, they use semantic similarity. Here is exactly why your database returned the specific rule about the mount position when you gave it almost no context. The nearest neighbor problem. When you pass text into an embedding model, it doesn't read the words. It translates the meaning. It translates the meaning of your sentences into mathematical coordinates in a high dimensional space. All of your BJJ rules are about points and grouped together in one neighborhood in that space. Your technical definitions like Kimura are in a completely different neighborhood. That's fair. That makes sense. Key insights, a vector DB doesn't care if your question is complete. It just plots your questions as a coordinate and grabs whatever document is physically closest to that in a mathematical space. Because your query was literally how many points, if the model plotted the coordinates directly in the center of the scoring rule neighborhood. In our Python script, we told Chroma to return exactly one result. Since Chroma is forced to return something, it just grabbed the document sitting closest to the center point, which happens to be the rule about mount position. It didn't know you wanted all the points. It just gave you the nearest neighbor. How we fix this in a RAG QA. This is a classic edge case in AI testing, the vague query. If a user asks a vague question, the RAG system shouldn't guess. It should ask for clarification. To fix this in our pipeline, we need to make two changes to the script. Increase the retrieval count, change our end results to equal 1 to equal 5. That way, Chroma returns a chunk of 5 different scoring rules instead of just 1. Tune the system prompt, tell Gemma how to handle vague data. We change the prompt to, if the question is too vague, to answer definitely. Please be more. I like that, actually. But wouldn't it still, by retrieving a larger chunk in the neighborhood, you let Gemma, large language model, or you get the large language model, Gemma 4, do reasoning rather than relying on database brute force math to answer the question. Yeah, let's do that. Yes. Because we just want we want it to be accurate, right? We don't want it to be like super vague that way. So I would like for Gemma to say, hey, you're not being entirely, you're not giving us the whole thing, right? So rule number 2. Evaluate. All right, rule number 1. Rule 2, if the actual answer is please be more specific about the position or submission, and the user question was indeed vague, this is considered a faithful and correct response. All right, but there must be something else before that. Okay, there's instructions here. That would be the RAG prompt. Where do we have our RAG prompt? RAG prompt. All right, there we go. Guess we don't need these. Wait, there. Ooh. Ooh. Unexpected indent. Okay. Okay, need the slide. All right, got it. So we have RAG prompt context rules. We can optimize that. Okay, you know what they did? They did like this. We don't need that. 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 And we don't need that. And we can say context rules. Context rules, question, user question, and then instructions. Instructions, answer the question only using only the provided context. If the user's question is too vague, in the context, do not guess. Instead, let's go to, oops. Do not guess. Instead, reply with exactly. Please be more specific. Just copy this. Please be more specific about the position or submission. Got that. All right, whatever. Well, we'll leave it there. I think we are, I'm just running one more time just to be safe, but I think we're making good progress on this. It's making a lot more sense. we will play around with the database a little bit more. Throw up the numbers and go from there. So I'm very, very satisfied with where we're at. I think next week we can just play around with it a little bit more, make sure that we are getting the right results, and we'll go from there. So that's about it. That is about it. Let's wrap it up. Let's check the chat and then we'll head out. Drew says, Google it. The famous term, exactly. Like just do you remember they had that website when people would ask questions and then you just send them like, just Google it, and then you kind of like put the prompt in there for them, and then they go the search query for them, and then it takes them to it. Like, hey, you should be self-serving and go ahead and Google what you need. Junior says, great stream as usual. Thank you, Junior.
I appreciate you.
Says, look on the bright side. No Rod Brown to say drown already. In honor of Rod Brown, I am going to say. All right, that is it for tonight. Remember, tomorrow we have the Bug Bite dropping around 10 a.m. Go check it out. It's going to be really, really good. We don't have anything happening on Saturday other than regularly scheduled videos to drop. We are going live on Sunday afternoon, working on the Speak Precisely app to help you with your speech and how we do. You know how we do. We do not miss. We'll be working, but happy Memorial Day to everyone. To all the soldiers who have fallen, really appreciate you. Thank you for your service. To the families of them, thank you for your sacrifice to the families and to the veterans, all of that good stuff. But that's it. Do me a favor on your way out, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know every time we go live and drop new content as well. TechCoach the Dev. Join us for everything that we do there. Vibe Code and Chill, Scrum Night, get access to Resume Flow, TechWebRan's coaching portal, Speak Precisely app, all of our plugins, everything. I'm out of here. You guys go and join us at Rod Brown's channel. He is live right now. I hope, because he should be. I'm not over there yet, but I'm heading over there. So I will see you guys over there. But until next time, friends, family, TechCoach Ralph, we are out.
Long day. Put the car in drive. We left it all out there today. Mind right. Tomorrow we do it again. Yeah. Riding down the highway, street lights passing by. I had to empty out the mind, just looking at the sky. Clear it out. I kept my honor clean, no dishonest thought today. Walking with integrity, I'm staying on the way. The muscles aching heavy, but the weight is in the training. I put the hours in, whether shining or it's raining. I studied every art, I'm refusing to be boxed in.
No boxes.
No boxes. I lock the ego out, and I let the wisdom walk in. I'm chilling in the lane, got the cruise control set. I gave it everything I had, I'm leaving no regret.
Ooh. Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the world behind you, let the heavy moments pass. But keep the spirit sharp, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow, just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind.
Keeping everything alive.
Keep it alive.
Keep it alive, yeah, yeah. I look at the horizon, I'm taking in the view. I learn from all professions to see what they go through. I measure up the
day, distinguish gain and loss. Did I really make a profit, or did I pay the cost? Calculate, I cultivate the judgment, I trust the intuition. My gut is navigating on this late night mission. I'm seeing the unseen, looking way beyond the obvious. The energy is quiet, but the discipline is dominant. I'm riding to the house, but I'm staying hyper-aware. The breeze is blowing in through the midnight air.
Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the world behind you, let the heavy moments pass. But keep the spirit sharp, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow, just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind.
Yeah. Keeping everything alive.
Keep it alive.
Keep it alive, yeah, yeah. I pull up to the driveway, I cut the engine off. The world is going hard, but I'm never going soft. I pay attention to the trifles, the details in the dark. A tiny micro movement leaves a monumental mark. Every detail, I did nothing useless, I cut away the waste. Cut it, I move with a deliberate and calculated pace. From the water to the fire, the earth, the wind, the void. I built the foundation that can never be destroyed. Now I lay the body down and I let the muscles heal. Tomorrow's sun is rising and I'm coming back with steel.
Riding on the late night, shadows on the dash. Leave the world behind you, let the heavy moments pass. But keep the spirit sharp, yeah, we never lose the flame. Resting for tomorrow, just to dominate the game. 5 rings in the mind.
Keeping everything alive. Yeah.
Rest the mind.
Yeah. Rest the mind. Reflect on the principles. Discipline never sleeps, it just recharges. Atlanta to the dojo, the 5 rings. We out.